Richside K9, part 2 of feeding. Today is a spring, get everything running day. We bring all the farm equipment out, check the fuel, check the oil, make sure it's starting, get it cleaned up. Because it's already out, we're gonna use the advantage to feed the pup. Prior to doing this, we're gonna turn everything on. We have 2-stroke, 4-stroke, and diesel, okay? Everything idles different, everything sounds different, everything puts off a different odor. Dog's gonna be going up, over, on top of everything while it's running. Be safe and be smart. Chainsaw, put it in lockout mode, put the blade cover on. Weed whacker, no string on it, okay? Everything else, make sure if a dog is going under on top of a running piece of equipment, he's not in danger of getting hurt. Don't hurt your dog, but they need to experience this. The benefits. This is a very young dog, 14 weeks. If he can be rock solid doing this stuff, rock solid around all this equipment running, the mental clarity, the confidence, the real world deployability of this dog over a dog the same age that's biting, crushing, hanging on everything, but the second you throw in an environmental stimulus, the puppy shuts down. This is the dog down the road that'll win the long-term game. So anyway, let's get it going. We're gonna fire everything up, start this process.
Walk like I built this town. Steps so light, I barely touch the ground. Everybody wants to know how. Brick by brick, I put them in the ground. Walk like I built, walk like I built this. I do it for my people, family business, and everybody wants to know how. Take a good look, you are now witness. Wake up, wake up, it's a brand new. I know my work, I know the risk. A sledgehammer's job is to break what it hits. I have my words, both my fists, on my blood. I bleed for this.
Guys, in closing, the proof is in the pudding when a young pup will climb on top of equipment and just take a nap. This equipment represents nothing to this dog. Doesn't represent fear, doesn't represent excitement. It's just another piece of the day. It's a piece of the puzzle for him. I can't overstress building environmentally strong dogs for real world deployability. If your goal is only having a dog on a sport field, on a soccer field on the weekend, and running, pre-known scenarios for points, by all means, do whatever you want to do. Have him so accustomed to that field is his whole life. But if your dog's real world purpose is to deploy, to get out there on the world stage, to do amazing things, to save lives, the dog has to be environmentally neutral to all stimuluses, okay? You cannot put that in a dog down the road. Anybody that tells you later in life you can use positive reinforcement, association, and imprint of a fear response on a dog and work through that, hogwash. Maybe you can, but it will require a tremendous amount of time and effort and something that could have been avoided if you would have put it on the dog at a very young age. This dog's about 14 weeks, I believe. He's been doing this stuff since he was 8 weeks old. By the time he reaches a year, there will be nothing that environmentally spooks this dog. I assure you of that. Now, people are gonna say, well, you should be doing bite work right now, building drive, doing that stuff. We do, we build drive. We don't do bite work right now, it's kind of foolish, but we do build drive. We're on a fort pole, we're doing recall games, fetch games, all kinds of fun stuff. But the genetics are already there, so it's not that critical to unlock. the genetics that go back 120 years that support him being a crocodile down the road. But what is important is to show this dog what genetics can't do. Genetics cannot teach a dog how to react around a diesel motor, a 4-stroke motor, a 2-stroke motor, a dirt bike that's moving, to go inside of a side-by-side that's running. Genetics don't provide that exposure, and that exposure can shut dogs down in the real world. Trust me when I say this. Take your time, guys. Creativity is only as limitless as your imagination, right? If you can think it, you can do it. If you think it's interesting, expose your dog to it. Make them strong. Later, when you add the aggression, the hunt, all these things onto the dog, you get the whole package, right? Don't waste time making your dog a 50% prospect. He looks solid on the bite. He looks awesome on the suit. Great on a sleeve. If a sleeve is your thing, he'll track, he'll hunt, he'll do all these things, but somebody like me throws a little bit of environmental stimulus or some weird object into it and they just shut down. This is just step one, level one, right? As this dog grows and we have more control over him so we can put him into even more environmentally borderline crazy situations, we will. But before you do that, you have to have a little bit of control so you don't have dogs launching off roofs, falling off high, open stairs, things that can hurt a dog. We don't want to do that. Take your time. Expose your dogs, keep it fun, keep it light, keep them wanting more. Never fill the belly all the way up. Keep them a little bit hungry. So the next time you play the game, they're that much more amped to play the game with you. Use these situations not only as environmental exposure, but also as a little bit of obedience and focus to it as well. That's it, Ridgeside Canine, build your dog strong, and then call us so we can buy them. Let us know if we can help you. Ridgeside Canine.